So unless you're living under a very large boulder, you've probably seen this clip.
I don't believe my eyes. Your name will be Pinocchio.
Father, when can I leave to be on my own? I've got the whole world to see.
It goes without saying that Pinocchio sounds noticeably different than he ever has before.
They tied me in a big sack.
Lionsgate coined it the yassification of Pinocchio, and a lot of people seem to think that I sound just like him.
I did want to see the world, but I realized she is the most beautiful thing the world has to offer.
Just for the record, I'd like to think that my performance as Pinocchio would be a little bit less wooden. But some Reddit conspiracy theorists believe that Lionsgate purposefully made this movie really bad, then secretly hired TikTokers, including me, to make fun of it online in some sort of twisted scheme to get people to hate watch it. I can promise you that Lionsgate did not pay me to crap all over this movie, but I kinda wish they did, because I'm about to do that right now. The movie's called Pinocchio, A True Story, which is either a genius play on words or the worst title of all time. It's one of 4 Pinocchio movies coming out this year, including a live-action adaptation from Disney starring Tom Hanks, a stop-motion adaptation from Guillermo del Toro for Netflix, and another one called Pinocchio and the Water of Life, whatever the hell that means. But this monstrosity from Lionsgate is the only version anyone's talking about, because it's unlike anything you've seen before.
Once upon a time, a man named Geppetto carved a puppet out of wood.
So right off the bat, we meet Geppetto, who's voiced by Tom Kenny. We all know him as the voice of SpongeBob, but weirdly, he's also starring in that upcoming Pinocchio and the Water of Life movie, where he'll be playing Pinocchio. But here, Geppetto has a talking horse named Tybalt, and his purpose is to dispel any rumors we, the audience, may have heard about Pinocchio. Because remember, this is a true story.
People started making up some silly stories about growing noses and whatnot. Tell me, have you ever seen a nose grow right in front of you?
So I think the first rumor is that Pinocchio is a wooden boy, because clearly he's the size of a fully grown teenager. But what I didn't know is that in this story, he was almost named after Leonardo DiCaprio.
Now, what should we name you? Maybe Leonardo. That won't do either. He'd grow up to be a selfish actor.
I wonder if they threw that dig in there because Leonardo DiCaprio, passed on voicing Geppetto. Anyways, we all know what his name ended up being, but then he comes to life in the creepiest way imaginable.
Pinocchio? Son?
I'm a boy and I'm alive!
So Pinocchio is voiced by Paulie Shore, who, if you don't know, in real life sounds like this.
I was at the airport, some guy saw me, he recognized me, saw me from across the terminal, he got excited.
He's obviously an unconventional choice to voice like a 17-year-old shockingly agile wooden puppet, but honestly, I think he's one of the more normal things about this movie.
Greetings, my good gentlemen. My name is Geppetto. May I ask who I am speaking with today?
I am Brioni, Detective Constable. You don't think it's suspicious that there's no one suspicious in your home?
Absolutely not, Detective.
I love the idea that this detective just goes around to random people's doorsteps looking for generic suspicious people without having any reason to believe there's even a suspicious person on the loose.
My job is to investigate. Yes! And that's exactly what I'll do.
Obviously, there actually is someone suspicious in the stable, but I guess the detective was too busy to check there because he just runs away. However, it's that close call that leads to the iconic line in the movie.
Father, tell me, when can I leave to be on my own? I've got the whole world to see. I want to meet other people.
Not anytime soon, Pinocchio. You're too unusual for this world.
And of course it only takes like 2 seconds of movie time for that sentiment to change.
You can go.
Thank you, Daddy. I knew you wouldn't say no. Let's go, Tybalt! Great adventures await!
See you later, my dear Geppetto!
Just be careful, my son.
Bye, Daddy! Bye-bye!
At this point, Pinocchio's just aimlessly riding around in the woods, but he does make a confession to Tybalt.
You know, what about my dream?
You have a dream?
Yes, Tybalt, I have a special, most treasured dream.
In the whole movie, we never find out what that dream is. But he does manage to somehow save a girl from falling off the edge of a cliff, and it spawns one of the most insane scenes in cinema history.
Are you okay there?
I am, thanks to you. I'm Bella, and may I know the name of my savior?
My name is Pinocchio. Huh?
Mamma mia! A wooden boy!
Pinocchio! What have you done? You killed him!
What are you shooting at, Furbrains?
He's a talking wooden puppet. He's a monster.
And you're a talking cat! What's the difference?
Pinocchio, are you all right?
I think I'm okay.
Have you ever thought about, joining a circus?
A circus?
So he joins the circus. But unfortunately, the Cat Bandit is one of the creatives there, and shockingly, his ideas are completely insane.
Our last few shows barely had any audience.
I say, we just need to come up with a new act.
Well, I'm open for suggestions.
How about this? I will shoot the audience, and the fox will be catching the bullets with his teeth.
What?
I will shoot blanks, of course, and you will hold bullets in your mouth.
No! What if I choke on one of the bullets?
Come on! Do you seriously think someone is willing to pay to be shot at?
Well, you asked for suggestions.
So Pinocchio does his whole horse flipping routine and wins the audience over. But then he watches the girl he met from earlier do aerial acrobatics, and his horse Tybalt tells him that he should fall in love with her. So that's exactly what he does.
Who's there?
It's just me.
Pinocchio, you need to listen to me. I have to tell you something. I don't even like you!
Poor Pinocchio. And to make things worse, the only one there to comfort him is the Cat Bandit.
That's the funniest thing I heard today. Did you seriously think that you and Bella...
But don't worry, it seems like there might be a light at the end of the tunnel.
I know who might be able to help you, Pinocchio. One of the clowns I know was told by another clown.
Well, that's a promising way to start a piece of advice. One of the clowns I know knows this other clown. Who knows this?
Fairy who lives by a mountain over the faraway woods. I'm sure she could turn you into a real boy.
So then they go on this long and boring journey to find the fairy. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I fell asleep during this part and was having a very nice nap until Pinocchio rudely awakened me with this god-awful noise.
I'm not a coward. I'm just cautious.
Whoa!
Essentially what happened is that the fairy refused to turn him into a boy because she claims that
if someone wants to be human, all they have to do is be human.
Which makes less sense the more you think about it. But this is a true story after all, so spoiler alert, an unbelievable amount of nonsense happens. That detective from earlier comes by the circus looking for suspicious people, so the ringmaster burns down the tent to avoid talking to him, which accidentally leads to Pinocchio's death.
Pinocchio, my poor boy.
Pinocchio! Pinocchio, do you hear me?
But then the girl he loved cries a single tear that transforms him into a human, no questions asked.
Pinocchio. Buddy, you are alive.
Yeah, I guess so.
And they all lived happily ever after. Now, believe it or not, I've actually seen a worse Pinocchio movie than this from the dollar store.
Where's your money, sweet cakes?
My papa had to sell his coat just to buy my book, and now I don't have anything.
Take a seat, shorty.
Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. There's gonna be more fun videos just like this in the future. But until next time, bye!